Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm continuing my mini series of favorites of 2022, and today we're doing foundations. One of my favorite just things to test, to wear. I love it. I love skin products. So if you guys are interested, continue watching. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tania. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you enjoy makeup, and let's get started. So I was hoping to keep these favorites videos to top 5, and I'm cheating today. I have some extra ones just slightly thrown in there, but these foundations really have been the ones that I've been reaching for over and over and over again. Some are newer but still worth the top 5, and I wouldn't say they're the best foundations in the world. I think they're just the ones that I have reached for in 2022. So let's start with one of the most used foundation in my collection, and that is Makeup Forever HD Skin. This one is in 1N14, and I can say just overall that this is the most universal, easy, everyday foundation you can wear because the coverage can be fuller, it can be lighter. You can mix it a little bit with a little bit moisturizer, make it a little creamier. You can put a little bit of more glowiness in it, like the iconic London Glow or the Charlotte Tilbury or the e.l.f. Halo. This foundation is so light and it is a very skin-like. You have to work with it a little faster because it does dry quite quickly. But to me, it is that foundation that if I want something to look like nothing but get the coverage, it is this one. I have to moisturize quite intensely under just because I have more of a natural dry skin, but still, it's so good. You can put a tiny bit, spread it around. You can put a lot more, build up the coverage. And I find this a very versatile, easy foundation in my makeup kit. This one and the Luminous Silk, I think they're the most popular that I use on almost everybody because, like I said before, you can mix, you can match. This and the Lisa Eldridge are very similar, so that could be in here as well. But this one is, I would say, more used by me, but the color works well, 1N14, and it's wonderful. I think oily skin can wear it, drier skin can wear it, but again, work with it quickly. Don't put it all over and spend like a minute blending on this side, another one on this side. Put it here, blend it, or, just work with it a little faster. But wonderful foundation, skin light texture. I want to feel it so I can really share with you. So it is creamy when you blend it, but it is a very light. The finish is more of a natural finish. It's not too glowy. It's not matte. If I were to choose one, it definitely leans more on the matter side than glowy or radiant. But to me, it's just natural skin finish, and I think it is wonderful. The next foundation is, I think, the newest in my collection, but it's the one that I have been attached to the most lately. Even though Makeup Forever is my daily no fuss foundation, it's just something I don't think about. This one right here, it's more special. The finish is more unique. This is the HAUS Lab Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. And this I have discovered, I don't know when it came out, a couple months ago, but I have used this over and over and over again. This is the most beautiful finish. It has a luminosity to it. It's not glowy though. It has a radiance to it, but it looks like skin. It is a very blendable. Let me swatch it right here, or let me feel it so I can explain a little bit better. Okay, so it's creamy. It's a little thicker than the Makeup Forever in feel, but it has more of a slippery situation, and the finish is definitely a little bit more radiant. Right now the color is, I think, 200. Right now I'm at the palest I've ever been in the Forever, but I think this one, it will be a little dark for me right now. In the summer, fall, spring, it's perfect, but right now it's a little dark. However, it gives such a good coverage. It has a beautiful finish. It's that one of those foundation that you kind of know what that person's wearing because of the finish. It definitely is radiant. It covers really well. It works so well around the pore area, the smile line. I would say the coverage is medium full. Like, I feel quite covered when I wear this foundation full on. I think it's advertised more as a medium, and it is overall, but you can build it up and it does look nice. The texture is, like I said, a little bit creamier, thicker than some other ones. It's not quite as serumy, so just be careful with that. You don't want to put way too much and then feel it on your face. But to me, this is such a unique finish. It's good coverage. The bottle is absolutely beautiful. I would say that this is the best release this year of foundation. I find it very luxurious on the skin, and I think I like everything about it except the shade range numbers. They kind of wanted to go towards the MAC, so it's like opposite, and I don't like that. I never understood that even with MAC, even working in the industry for so long. I didn't like that numbering system. So you have to go in store to check it out, swatch it, put it on, make sure it fits with your complexion, because otherwise you can really screw up the color match. But yeah, this is probably the most used foundation in the past 2-3 months since I got it. I would say if I were to wear a foundation 7 days a week, which I don't, but if I probably wore this 4 or 5 times out of that week. That speaks volume because I have so many foundations. Moving on to skin tints, and I have 2 to share with you. This is where I'm kind of cheating, but these 2 I have loved equally, I think. My most used skin tint, I think, is this Caliray, just because I've had it for longer and I wore it during summertime so much. This is the Free Dreaming Skin Wellness Diffusing Tint, and I love this. There's something about the finish of this skin tint that works so well with my skin. You have to shake it because it's very watery, and you put a couple drops. I have mine in shade 6 right now. It's a little dark for, you know, how fair I am. But this is more of a natural finish on the skin. It's not too glowy. Mostly for skin tints, I found them to always have too much glow, or just gives me almost an oily look. And I usually wear these in summertime, and I don't need more oil. The oil shall come. But I love the finish. It's almost like a velvety finish. It gives me a light coverage, maybe light medium if you're pushing it, but I love how easy it is to use. This you can use on a no makeup kind of day. You put a couple of drops, just rub it all over your face with your fingers, and it just works so well. It has been used in the summertime so well, and because the finish is not glowy, it works so well in the summertime. So this is my most used one, but the other one I wanted to talk about is the Summer Friday Sheer Skin Tint, and it pretty much has the same idea. Actually, like the color of this one more. I think the color is 4. Yes, it's more of a neutral undertone. The Caliray is in the number 6, and it has a little bit more of a peachy undertone. But the Summer Friday one has more glow to it, and I think it works really good right now, because if your skin is just a little bit too dry, this will really help it. Give it a little bit of life. It's not super glowy, so don't expect this to be so intense that you can't, wear it even if you're more on the oilier side. But compared to the Caliray, I think it has a little bit more luminosity. The finish is still that satin feel, like it feels satiny on the skin, and it's gorgeous. They're both really good, both kind of the same coverage. One's a little bit more or less luminous, radiant, let's say that, than the other one, but they're both really wonderful, and I couldn't really pick one because I love them both so much. Like, I tried the Iconic London Skin Tint. I should compare those three. But these are better, in my opinion. It's more skin-like, light, and you can wear them just every day. And I think that's what I want from a skin tint. I don't want it to be a foundation. I want something to slightly even my skin, give me a little bit of coverage, and wear well throughout the day. So those are definitely favorites and used so much in my collection. The next one is a foundation that I have worn so much in the first half of the year. And after I kind of put it away for a little bit just because I was trying so many new ones. And lately I've pulled it back out. But I would say out of every foundation I own, this is a lot. But I do think that this would be my number one. I'm not saying this 100% sure. I need to go look, check, but this is the Peau foundation in the color, in natural, not the color, the Radiant Fluid Foundation Natural. There's a matte one as well. I have this in 2 colors because I love it so much. And you guys know this is not a cheap foundation. It is so expensive. And the fact that I invested money in 2 different colors, it says a lot. So I have here 040, which is good for when I'm at my tannest, like I'm in the middle of the summer. 020 is good when I'm fair, like now. Maybe slightly too light, but I could pull it off. This has the most light feeling texture. I'm gonna put it on here. It is a very serum-y like. It feels like nothing. The coverage is good. I would say it's medium coverage. You can wear it light. I wouldn't consider this a full coverage, or I haven't used it as a full coverage, but it is buildable. So, you know, if you really need more coverage, I bet you could kind of cover more than you think. But the finish is just natural, skin-like. It has a radiance to it, but it's a very natural radiance. It's not too glowy, and I keep looking, trying to see if in the mirror it'll catch it. It has this slight shift on my skin, like I'm looking at this angle and it really looks almost mesmerizing. It has that luminosity that perfects the skin, covers the pores so well. It just glides over them. It doesn't sink into them, but it looks like nothing on the skin. It is, I think, my most beautiful foundation on the skin, best wearing. Not that it wears 24 hours, but the way it wears is very natural. And yes, I think this is my number one foundation in my collection, and it should be, because it's not the most expensive one, but almost the most expensive one. Talking about the most expensive foundation, it is here. This is my Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate foundation, and like the Peau one, I have another color. I invested a lot of money in these foundations. This one is 2.7, and then I have a 5.5. This is glowy foundation. This is luminous, fuller coverage. They say it's a medium coverage, but to me, it covers everything. This gives me luminosity. If I put this on, I look like I have a filter for sure. Compared to the Peau one, this one is more skin-like, natural on the skin. You don't see it. With a Tom Ford, you see that you have this just filtered face. It has such a unique finish to it. It's very radiant in my opinion. The one negative with this is that because of that radiance, if you drip water on you and you move the foundation, it's quite noticeable. So just be careful when wearing this. If you rub it off, you will kind of notice the difference. However, it does last so well on the skin. This will give you that model skin where there's this luminosity, it's perfected, it's healthy, it's glowy, it is good coverage, but you don't really see it. Fabulous foundation. I mean, the packaging is absolutely stunning. It has a magnet cap. Mine is so dirty. Oh goodness. But that's good. That means I use them all the time. I just dropped the cap. I mainly use this foundation if I have a special occasion, not like somewhere where I have flash photography, because this has SPF and I think it's 50. Yes, it's SPF 50. Which I don't worry about that. Like, I don't get photographed much, so I wear it for a date night, or if I want to feel very put together, very luxurious, perfect skin, I reach for this foundation. I don't reach for it every day because it's just a little bit too fancy. It's a little bit too perfecting for me. But yes, this had to be in this top 2022 because I think I tried it this year. Maybe I tried it last year, but it is that foundation that it's used for that special occasion. Now, those are my top 5 favorite foundations of 2022. Some are just so beautiful, I had to put them in. Some I've used every single day, but I do have 2 here that I want to mention. It's like an honorable mention, but they're really still best of 2022. Chanel number 1. I think this foundation is kind of underrated. I used to hear quite a lot in the beginning when it first came out. I think this came out in January, so almost a year ago. And mine's kind of down to here. I don't know if you guys can see, maybe less than that. Because this is also a foundation that I reach for on an everyday basis. This one is beautiful on the skin. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Peau. Maybe a little bit more glowier. I'm trying to compare them in my mind. It does have that fragrance. That's the thing. I think that's what kind of takes a few points off. But it has a beautiful, natural, slight radiance to it. It is light to medium coverage. But it's a very beautiful on the skin. The scent is the one thing that puts me off with the Chanel foundations in general. This one does have more of a pretty rosy scent. The color is B30, and for some reason this color is slightly peachier than my other B30 from Chanel. However, gorgeous foundation. I think it was an amazing release this year, and I think you find this at Ulta. That's where I bought it from. I haven't seen it at like Nordstrom or other places, but stunning foundation, good ingredients. It's supposed to help with your, skincare and all that, but also really just smoothing, perfecting, but not a lot of coverage. It's a great everyday foundation. Now, a fuller coverage that's a matte finish is this Givenchy Prisme Libre Skin Caring Matte Foundation. Now, I know it says that it's a matte foundation, but to me, this is more of a satin finish because it does have a slight radiance to it. This is the thickest foundation that I'm going to share right now. But this perfects my skin like none other. You guys see that slight sheen? Yeah, that's how it kind of stays on the skin. It never completely sets down as a full matte. And I think that's why I like it so much, because it has that slight radiance to it that it moves with the skin. It doesn't sink into fine lines. It looks so good over pores, and it's a very perfecting. This, to me, it's a full coverage, more long-lasting foundation that doesn't look matte or drying on my skin. So I had to mention it because it was a huge surprise. I kind of bought this foundation on a whim. I have never tried before this one, a Givenchy foundation, and I thought, you know what, let me try it. I think I had a discount, and I'm very pleasantly surprised. I wear this one when I want more coverage. I want something to last all day. I see myself wearing this when I have a lot of meetings throughout the day or an event or things like that. I don't wear it daily just because it's fuller coverage than I like, but a beautiful, awesome foundation. All right, guys, so those are my top 5/7 foundations of 2022. Again, I love so many other ones. Like, I just started discovering the Tom Ford Traceless Matte Foundation, but these are the ones that I've reached for over and over again. I actually keep them right here on my left. I have like a foundation stand, and these have stayed here the whole time, the whole year, or since I bought them this year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe down below for other videos like this, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.